Top 3 Mega Knight decks in Clash Royale with control, cycle and beatdown decks. Mega Knight is in the meta. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome on my channel. Best deck series continues on GWC, and this time I will show you top 3 Mega Knight decks. All 3 decks is countering the meta right now, so let's start. First deck is Mega Knight Miner Poison Cycle deck. Second deck is very popular P.E.K.K.A Mega Knight Control deck, and third deck is Mega Knight Graveyard Cycle deck. So, please check the description for timestamp for specific deck to learn. So let's start with first deck. In this deck we have Mega Knight, Miner, Inferno Dragon, Knight Minions, Poison, Ice Spirit, and Zap. Cards breakdown. Mega Knight. He is your main win condition. He lands with the force of 1000 mustaches, wrecking anything he lands on. Glass cannons, swarms, mini tanks, you name it. His jumps are also high damaging, dealing about as much damage as a fireball. Overall, not much to say about this very good card. Knight. Knight is best tank in the game right now, with 3 elixir cost. Knight support Miner to deal damage. Miner, your second win condition. He is tanky, which means it take a lot for him to go down. He is even more dangerous when paired with Poison. Poison, your high damaging spell, and Miner best friend. Overall, very self-explanatory. Swarm clear, glass cannon damaging support. Inferno Dragon, instead, save him on defense to kill tanks, let that be a big bad golem, P.E.K.K.A, or Mega Knight. Minions. Minions are amazing air killers and zap bait. They pair very well with the Miner on offense, giving extra support against smaller swarms. On defense, they bait out the zap so Inferno Dragon can do work. Zap, self-explanatory card. Ice Spirit, basically a mini freeze. Also great for cheap cycling as well. Gameplay. 3-1 My Knights. Make cheap Miner Poison pushes and defend as well. Only use Mega Knight if you know that you will get a positive trait if you use him. 1 My Knights to end. At this point, it will be okay to use Mega Knight. Also be sure that the arena tower locks on to the Mega Knight before deploying Miner Poison. Use your Inferno Dragon, Knight and Minions to kill big pushes that your opponent may build. Also be sure to take the tower before overtime, as your defense may deteriorate during that time. Substitutions. Knight. You can use Mini P.E.K.K.A, Night Witch. Minions. You can use Bats, Night Witch. Inferno Dragon. You can use Inferno Tower. Matchups. Giant. The minions can be used to bait zap so the Inferno Dragon can do the work. Golem. You will want to treat it like a giant. P.E.K.K.A. Use Inferno Dragon and the minions to kill P.E.K.K.A, and Ice Spirit to freeze. Royal Giant. Same as other beatdown decks, except you may need to deal with more troops. Hog Rider. If you still have issues with Hog, switch Knight for Mini P.E.K.K.A or Inferno Dragon for Inferno Tower. 3 Musketeers. Mega Knight annihilates the 3 Musketeers. His spawn damage combined with just 1 attack can kill them. X-Bow Siege. Mega Knight works against the likes of X-Bow, but against Mortar, use Knight plus Minions. Miner Poison. We have the Knight, a tanky unit that kills Miner with ease. The best part is, you have a Miner Poison of your own, greatly increasing the counter-pushing capability. Spell Bait. Cry. You have only 1 low damage spell, and mostly air troops to kill bait troops. If necessary, use Mega Knight to kill the goblins and counter-push afterward. Second deck is P.E.K.K.A Mega Knight, and in this deck we have Mega Knight, P.E.K.K.A, Electro Wizard, Bandit, Zap, Mega Minion, Minions, and Elixir Collector. Cards breakdown. P.E.K.K.A. This is the tank killer in this deck. Use her versus hogs, giants, golems, etc. Try not to overcommit because he is an expensive defense. Mega Knight. Similar to P.E.K.K.A, one of your defend and counterpush cards. Never drop this guy unless you can get the value or you are significantly ahead in Elixir which can afford him. He also great at rushing your opponent too if you have a good cycle and they do something that puts you ahead in Elixir by a great margin. With this deck it okay to take damage because it a 3 crown monster. It is the ultimate beatdown deck. Elixir Collector arguably the most important card in this deck during the early game. It is vital that you pump up and defend. The pushes in this deck are quite expensive. Not as expensive as say Golem 3 Musketeers, but this is a close second. And always try to fix up your hand for one which can defend against almost anything first before pumping up. Zap. Very important versus Inferno Tower and Dragon. Mega Knight plus Zap fully counter an Inferno Tower and do tower damage. Just time your Zap well in order to mitigate the damage. Electro Wizard. Reset and defense. Used versus bad Inferno Towers. Inferno Dragons as well. He also can save your life versus Siege. Just keep in mind, chances are opponent will defend your EWIS before he resets things, so try to protect him without overcommitting. Minions, used to distract Inferno Tower, also good versus minions, Hog Rider etc. Hog only gets 2 swings on tower. Mega Minion, similar principle. If minions get spelled off you have him. Also in Golem decks I will use the Mega on the baby dragon while minions say take care of the Night Witch. For an example, Bandit, this is your pressure card. Great versus Inferno Towers and at sniping cards, while your P.E.K.K.A, Mega Knight or both are lumbering towards the tower. Also great at defense 2 1v1. She trades well and positively versus a lot of cards. Gameplay: early game 3-2 my knights. Pump up. That is key in this phase of the game. Just make sure you have a reasonable defensive hand though. You want a hand you can defend with EWIS, minions, Bandit. That would be a hand you feel relatively safe pumping up with. Also depending on what they play, switch up the collector placements. Mid-game ideally you will have at least one collector down by now. Versus log bait, it is hard. They will want to rocket your collector every single time, but you can use this to your advantage by pressuring hard at the same time. This can either get you at least 1 elixir off the pump because they defended, or a couple of hundred damage off their tower, which can be quite key. Try not to overcommit. Try to build a strong elixir lead going into 2x elixir. Late game, depending on the matchup, you will either play for the long game or you will want to just stop pumping up and go all in. Matchups: P.E.K.K.A Mega, overwhelming P.E.K.K.A with your troops. Hog Lightning, this deck is quite popular and understandably so, because it is actually quite strong and dominant in the current meta. Their P.E.K.K.A will be your #1 annoyance, but it quite easy to deal with this. Just build yourself an advantage, then overwhelm on the counter push. Try to catch them in moments of low elixir when you pump up. Golem Lightning, not much needed to be covered here. Save your P.E.K.K.A for the Golem. 3 Musketeers, quite easy matchup. Keep up with pumps. Slowly roll P.E.K.K.A towards the 1 musket. Chances are they will battle ram, Bandit etc. the lane of the 2 musketeers, giving you the perfect chance to just drop your Mega Knight on top for easy value. Levaloon, you have minions and EWIS to deal with the Hound and Balloon. Mega Minion as well. Zap is key. Zap can win your Mega Minion battle. You should not have any problems facing them. Third deck is Graveyard Mega Knight, and in this deck we have Mega Knight, Graveyard, Electro Wizard, Goblin Barrel, Poison, Ice Spirit, Knight, Arrows. Card breakdown: Mega Knight, main win condition Graveyard. Just beware of Valkyrie. Though she has not made an appearance in the arena lately, it best to be careful. Poison, a must-have in almost all Graveyard decks. Destroys most glass cannons. Clears out any potential swarm that easily shuts down your dude party. Electro Wizard, he is extremely useful in resetting the charge of Prince, Dark Prince, and Battle Ram. Also stops Inferno Dragon and assists tanks in dealing with Inferno Tower. Ice Spirit, it tanky for 1 elixir card. Fast, and just plain adorable. Their best feature is a 1.5 second freeze, buying you just enough time to stop that P.E.K.K.A push or to allow your Battle Ram to deal that deadly charge damage. Knight offers decent damage per hit and at a decent hit speed too. Very tanky when overleveled, and can stop most glass cannons on its own. Good mini tank for Graveyard. Arrows, pretty self-explanatory, effective against swarms and as a glass cannon finisher. Goblin Barrel, use when Graveyard starts to fail, can deal hundreds of damage if left unanswered. General game plan: 3-1 my knights. Knight at the back will be your best starting play here. The second best play will be Ice Spirit wherever you please. Mega Knight is going to be your surprise card, so try not to reveal him until double elixir time. The only exception is when the other dude has a death ball push coming at you, and you need Mega Knight spawn to clear out the troops. 1 to overtime. With this deck cheap cost, you is sure to outcycle your opponent, crush his defenses, and take his tower s overtime. In the event that you go to overtime, it best you play for a draw. Graveyard needs a lot of support to be able to do anything, and your opponent will likely be 10 times more alert than before. Matchups: Lava Hound, I especially hate Lavaloon. Dawn, I repeat, Dawn, let them get their balloon down. You are likely screwed if that happens. Pre-poison to make sure they don't even think about using their minions. Gang Golem, as soon as the big guy goes down, Immediately rush the other lane with a Knight plus Graveyard Push. Have poison arrows ready just in case. Goblin Gang bait. You have various splash cards on your side. You should be able to keep up with their cycle. X-Bow Siege. This is gonna be a tough matchup. Don't let their siege weapon lock onto your tower. Mega Knight and Electro Wizard are available in the event that they do. Hog Rider. Knight plus Ice Spirit with Electro Wizard should be enough to stop most pig pushes. Mega Knight also works-ish. Graveyard. Go all out. Sadly, you may need to use defensive poisons. E-Wiz spawn damage is viable as well. Spawner. You won't encounter these very often, but if you do, don't even bother attacking. The spawners will crash the dude party. That's it for now. Any questions, comments, or insults, post them in the comments below. I hope you like my guide and have a clash-tastic day. If you like my video then like and share. Keep supporting me to more Clash Royale decks. For this you need to subscribe to my channel. Every best deck for you. I hope you like my guide and have a better day. See you in next meta guide. Stay tuned. Peace.